Recently, our board signed off an investment of 60 million euro. It's the largest single investment since Renewi was created. We are all very excited about it, and Mark Thijs is here to tell us all about it.
Good afternoon, Sophie, and good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I'm indeed very excited. I'm heading commercial waste for Renewi in Belgium for about 6 months now, and I really love to talk about our industry and deploying innovation that we're doing. Having spent over 20 years in the automotive industry, I experienced the importance of sustainable innovation to outperform our competitive environment. I'm therefore convinced that innovation is a key driver to sustainable competitive advantage and to stay ahead of the game. And I'm sure that you will join me on this excitement once you understand how Renewi's recent decision to indeed invest in a leading-edge sorting technology will be reinforced by the change of regulation in Belgium, taking waste sorting and recycling goals more serious than ever before.
What makes Belgium an important player in the market?
Well, it all starts with the European Green Deal, which is a very decisive driver for the circular economy in our region. In order to realize Europe's net zero ambition by 2050, each member state will implement various concrete measures in the coming years to achieve their journey to circularity. Belgium is well advanced within Europe to deliver specific results of a more sustainable society. And one of the areas that is leading the way resides within the industry of waste management. A very concrete measure is Vlarema regulation that is launched in Flanders with the goal to reduce carbon emission through incineration and hence by increasing recycling obligations. In today's world, more than 80% of the ever-growing residual waste volumes go to incineration. And through Vlarema 8, the government takes responsibility to put tighter measures of sorting and enabling huge recycling opportunities to the industries.
We've heard a lot about Vlarema 8. Can you explain a bit more what it exactly is?
Sure, absolutely. I see Vlarema 8, first of all, as a game-changing innovation for the waste industry. Vlarema 8 creates the need for businesses to sort their waste and going even up to 24 different waste streams. With this regulation, waste collectors are required to report and assist the sorting behavior for the companies to see if they indeed separate their waste correctly. To understand that better, let me show you a little visit in our site in Puurs.
Hi, here we are in Puurs, which is halfway between Brussels and Antwerp, at our Renewi site. This site treats about 100,000 of tons a year of waste, of which about 20% can be recycled. In today's world, we use cranes, transportation belts, drum sieves and ballistic separators to work on it. Our investment will take us much further. We will go with artificial cameras and we will do some true innovation. This piece of wood, for instance, will today surely go to incineration, like many pieces in this mountain. Tomorrow's technology will help us to recycle and make a secondary raw material out of this.
Can you explain why it's so important for Renewi?
Absolutely. Yeah? As measures such as Vlarema 8 are being implemented, we see that many businesses cannot separate their waste themselves and they need to get a second party to help them on this process. So Renewi's plan is respond to this need, and our investment will position us uniquely to be able to do so. Renewi is at this point of time market leader when it comes to the waste management that we're talking about. With up to 40% of the market capacity, which for Flanders alone is 1.5 million, we are the biggest player in Belgium. This also means, therefore, that regulations will have most impact on our client portfolio. We expect, therefore, it will secure our market leadership position and enhance it even further. Now, you'll see that we are investing in 3 lines with a capacity of over 400,000 tons. That capacity will basically allow us to do an advanced sorting, saving 130,000 of tons per year that doesn't go to incineration, but becomes a secondary raw material. That really puts us from a recycle rate from below the 20s to up well above the 50s. And on top, saving quite an additional amount of CO2 emission with about 32,000 tons that will no longer be produced. And beyond that, the expectation is that Wallonia will follow soon, I can quote our Minister of Environment, whom I recently spoke to, stating the ambition in Wallonia to reduce incineration by 50% and putting recycle rates up to 65. Now, to put a little bit of body around that, let me show you the next video that will show us how our installation will be built.
Together with the vast knowledge of our suppliers, we are bringing unparalleled experience and expertise in sequencing, specifying and operating the various technologies that exist to recycle. Through investing in the 3 top-of-the-art sorting lines, we set ourselves at the pole position in a race towards a circular economy. These new sorting lines will allow us to make a step change in our recycling competencies, taking us up to above 50% of recycle capacity. As a result, about 130,000 tons of waste will be saved from incineration. For us to understand this differently, the amount associated CO2 emission that will be avoided equals the work of roughly 150,000 square meters of forest.
It still inspires me when I see what is coming our way, and we're installing this in 3 strategic locations in Flanders. It's a unique technology by using magnets, artificial intelligent cameras, NIR technology, etc. But especially the sequencing of the various technologies that we are implementing really puts us into a high recycling results. It really is putting our waste to product strategy to life.
So why do we need to make these investments with Renewi as an organization?
Thanks for the question, Sophie. First of all, because I think that Renewi works with this clear purpose. This meets with and enables environmental and economical goals. Beyond that, waste producers will have to take their responsibility by sorting better. If they don't, they face quite increased penalties. We can help them on that. Of course, we will have to price additional for the service, which will in part allow us to pay back for our investment. But on top, we also are increasing our recyclate income. As I mentioned before, we have 130,000 of tons that will no longer go to incineration, but we will create secondary raw materials, and therefore also reducing our incineration cost. And last but not least, let me also state that this reduces statistically our CO2 emission, which again enables our sustainability goals. But let me end with basically where we started today. It is quite obvious that people in Europe will be facing tighter regulatory measures to sustain our environment. We see our opportunity to invest and lead this journey, being truly leader through innovation in this industry that will change its entire supply chain and reinvent itself from waste collection to basically circular economy. And that's what it's all about.
All right, so if I summarize, Belgium is enhancing the circular economy with this new regulation. We support this as Renewi fully because it's empowering our sustainability strategy and our purpose. And this technology was also scalable for Wallonia and the Netherlands on short term if necessary.
Fantastic, you understood everything perfectly.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.